Hey there, everybody in the FFBE Global Facebook group, and hello to everybody who sees this video on YouTube as well. Welcome to this week's episode of Ask an Old Mog, where I try and take questions from the global Facebook group and answer them in a visual way to help people kind of learn tips and tricks and mechanics and how things work in the game. That way they can kind of play the way they want and be effective at it. And this week with a new feature that's been added to the game, the autoplay. I've been seeing a lot of questions on how to do it. Some people don't even seem to know that it's there or how to access it, and so I thought it'd be useful to kind of walk through it real quick. That way you can see how you can use this to your advantage in a number of ways. Let's go ahead and dive into it. So I've been seeing a lot of questions kind of like this. How can I use the autoplay tool to save time? I see a lot of people have the new Reagan already at EX3 so fast. So if you're not familiar with what the autoplay is, autoplay allows you to have the game play some content repeatedly, automatically, based on a lot of customizable criteria. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to do that. First and foremost, this is basically only best used on farming style events, such as the box summon. Unfortunately, you cannot do this on raids because they use orbs to restore rather than energy. But you can also use this on unit upgrade events like the current Reagan event. As your team is often going to be able to just use the same actions every turn to clear it effectively, as long as you choose good actions or have units that have really strong auto attacks, and we'll talk a little bit about how that plays out. I'm going to show you how to set this up. The very first thing you need to do is click on autoplay settings before you depart for your quest. So we're going to choose a quest to go on, and we're going to kind of walk through this step by step in the vortex. To demonstrate this, I'm going to go ahead and do just a quick run of Aldor Tower Investigation, right? This is an example of when you can use this. And we're going to choose difficulty level 5 here. It costs 50 energy. I have 190 energy available to us right now. That means I can do this event 3 times. Okay, I'm going to click on next, get into it. I'm going to go ahead and choose a bonus companion. Let me clear this out. Clear all my filters and everything. There we go. I'm going to just choose a bonus companion. You know, Anti here has a nice dark rain we're going to borrow. Okay, and I'm not going to click on autoplay settings, but well, actually, we'll go ahead and do it now. So here's autoplay. It's right here. It's next to the depart button. It's really easy to miss. It's just kind of small, but it's right here. So we're going to tap on that right now. And to the next step to turn it on would be to do just clicking the button to turn it on, and that opens up all of these other options that we have down here. And notice that we have a couple choices where you can either autoplay on repeat. What that does is it repeats your last set of actions. So you kind of have to like teach the game what actions you want to do. So we're going to do a run of this really quick just to teach the game what we want to do. Or have it autoplay on auto attack. If you have units that have strong auto attacks, this is fine. If you don't, or if you don't have auto attack units that can clear the content, you want to use repeat instead. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And this is where you choose how many times to rerun the quest. So you can go up to 10 times based on how much, whatever you want to choose. You can just choose to do it a certain number of times. The next step is to choose how the game will prioritize a companion for you. You can have them choose randomly from all tabs, or select no companion. And then you can also have them prioritize units that have a bonus, or just prioritize your friends. So you can kind of choose how you want to do it. For farming, you probably want to just prioritize how you choose units that have a bonus, which is fine. And then finally, you kind of have to choose how you want the game to refill your energy should you choose to run out of energy while it's auto playing. So basically, do I want to use my energy restore 50s or my energy restore 10s? Depending on what I have, this is how the game's going to refill its energy and keep playing. And then finally, as we do this, and you'll see this as we go into the next step, the game will just autoplay automatically if you leave it alone, or you can stop that at any time. I'm going to go ahead and click off for right now, because we want to teach the game what my actions are. So we're going to kind of go back to the very first step here, and we're going to be choosing to do it on repeat. That way you can see how the game does it automatically for you. Before I can do that, I have to kind of teach the game what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and do a run of this, and we'll talk a little about why this is useful. This is useful I'm gonna make this a little quieter for us. Here we go. This is useful because if you've got a set of actions that can just clear content, like I do here, we're just gonna use two. Here we go. We're just gonna use two chaining Darka and Darka. Here we go. And that should take these enemies out pretty easily. Yeah, it's fine. So if you've got actions that can do this automatically, you can just, you know, put the phone down and set it up to do whatever you want it to do. And then just walk away. Go, you know, do some homework. turn your laundry machines on. Run a vacuum for a while. Go outside and touch grass. You know, there's a tons of things you could do while the game is just kind of running for itself. You know, it's not really playing the game at that point, but you are knocking, you know, just like boring farming out of the way pretty easily. So there you go. Our actions are now taught. The actions that it's going to do is it's going to just chain Darka for me, basically. Okay, so now that we have taught the computer what we're going to do, we're going to set up auto replay and have it run 2 times for me so you can see how that works. There you go. It shows all of our stuff. Now, we're going to click on it again. We're going to choose a companion. We're going to choose another EX3 Rain here. Autoplay settings. We'll walk through it one more time. Turn it on. We're going to choose to autoplay on repeat. That's going to repeat my actions. We're going to have it do 2 times, right? Because I've got 100 energy left. Or actually, I've got 100 energy left. And then I'm going to have it choose a random companion for me with a received, but with a bonus. And I'm not going to have it restore my energy because I don't need to. Okay, so autoplay settings are now on. The final steps there, like, you know, choose the companion, how it's going to refill, and then we're just going to leave it alone. But I'll show you that there's some buttons, and we can kind of keep track of this as it's farming. That we can turn this off if we need to. You know, something comes up, we have to stop the game, whatever. But we're going to go ahead and depart now. Notice up here, it says end autoplay, and it says 1 out of 2. So we know it's on round 1 of 2. And there they go. Now, it sent everybody, but it also mainly just repeated Fina and Rain chaining. That's the main thing that it did. And then everybody else just auto-attacked. That's fine. If I wanted to stop it, though, I could click on End AP. I don't really want to stop it at this point, because I want you to see what happens when we get to the end. A little window is going to pop up when we get to the end, a screen that says, you know, you can either go ahead and start it, or it'll do it on its own if you leave it alone for 3 seconds. And that's what we're really looking for here. And when we do, we'll have a new companion. We won't have Eamon anymore. We'll have somebody else who should have a bonus. It's choosing a friend right now. 3 seconds. End autoplay if you want to stop. There you go. It does it very quickly. So you could end it right there. Now we're on 2 of 2, and it's just going to keep on going. You know, my hands are right here. It's not doing anything. I'm not touching anything. It's just doing its thing. You can see at the bottom of the screen, repeat is highlighted. So that's what it's basically doing. It's choosing a new companion, and it shows a Reagan in this instance, which is pretty good. It just chooses a new companion for you, turns on repeat, lets it do its thing, and you can just go do something else, which for some people is very convenient. This should be the last time. Come on. I've got too much Clash of Wills stuff on my Rain. He's casting all that auto cast every time, so what a goober. Okay. We're going to see the end screen now. It's going to show us the breakdown of what we earned over the course of those 2 runs. So notice Aldor Tower Investigation Level 5 times 2, because we ran it 2 times. And here's all the certificates that we got for running it. And we're going to click on Next. And notice we now, it burned up 100 energy to do that. And that's basically it. So you can really quickly, farm up event currency, event points, stuff for Reagan, or your units that you're trying to upgrade and things like that, just very, very easily. But I do want to point out a couple other ways you can take advantage of this with some bonus tips. You can use autoplay to quickly complete the King Mog maps in the Vortex. So I'm going to show you where that is. If we click on Home and we go to the Vortex, it's under Enhance, King Mog's Lost Maps. These are very time consuming because you have to like go through it and then get out, go through it, get out, go through it, get out. You can just set this to run, 10 times very quickly, skipping at being a companion or whatever, and really quickly do these. These cost 1 energy, and you can get some decent stuff out of these. If you have got like, if you want to get a bunch of star quartz and you've got, in my case, let's see here. I've got 6 maps, so I could run this 6 times and just grab, a bunch of star quartz out of that very easily. Whatever. These can be very time consuming, so this is a good way to use autoplay if you just want to burn through those maps really fast. Another thing you can do is you can complete individual stages of the Reagan event to farm like the pots and things that you need to max him out, just like you farm his fragments. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. This is something I've heard that people didn't know about and were asking about under Magitech test run. Notice it says fragment collection stage. You farm level 8 to get his fragments. But let's say you want to level up his LB. You can level up his LB by doing the burst pot collection stage to get extra burst pots that are just for Reagan, or tough pots, or magic pots, or soul pots, or smart pots, or shield pots, or power pots. You can just get as many of these as you want just by playing the event over and over again. Personally, I don't really care about this. I've at this point in the game have so many pots and resources that I don't really care about using just custom ones just for him. I just use the ones that I get for beating the levels, and then I just like fill it up the rest of the way with the ones I already have, because I do the raid like more than I need to. I do like the overflow summons on the box summon and things like that. So I end up getting plenty of pots, and I don't really worry about this, but you can replay these levels just like you replay to get fragments. And this is where people are getting their Reagan maxed out so quickly. You just do this stage like as many times as you need to with your current set of bonus teams. I think I ended up only doing like 12 runs total, and it was over and done with, and I had an EX3 Reagan. So very, very easy to do autoplay and just get this taken care of very quickly. That is really it as far as autoplay goes. So I'm going to just run through those steps one more time for you. First of all, once you choose your quest, you select autoplay settings, tap on to turn it blue, choose whether or not you want to repeat your last set of actions or auto attack, choose how many times you want to rerun the quest, choose how it will choose a companion for you randomly or none at all, prioritizing your friends or bonus units, choose how the game will refill your energy if you run out during the farm, and then just leave it alone and the game will just autoplay for as many times as you told it to run. It'll refill your energy if you need to. You can stop it at any time if you need to take a phone call or something like that. And you'll just get it done, and you can go like do other things while you do the boring part of the game, which is just like constantly grinding whatever event. And that'll save you some time and maybe some headache of having to like requeue actions and things like that. Maybe you don't want to just use like the repeat function, have to sit there and tap on repeat every time. If you're going to redo the same stage over and over again, this will save you a little bit of time. And that's really about all I got for right now. So if you've got a question you want to see us talk about in next week's video, feel free to let me know in the comments either on Facebook or in YouTube. Make questions in the community chat, and I'm looking there too for ways to kind of like talk about new things that are going on in the game, and we'll do our best to do that. And yeah, hopefully you can go farm up your Reagan now very quickly and easily without having to do too much effort. It's still energy intensive. You have to maybe spend pots or refills and things like that to get it, but at least you don't have to spend as much of like your like attention and time. You could maybe watch a TV show or a movie without having to think about it. You could just like queue it up, put it down, and actually enjoy the thing you're watching without having to worry about auto farming. Yeah, go get it done. Take care, be good to each other, and we'll see you in the next video.